So Stephen A. Smith said he's still thinking about running for president. I mean, that's fine. Like, if he wants to run for president, hey, man, he's of age. He can do whatever he wants. But he makes like over $20 million a year at ESPN. I think he makes like over $12 million at Sirius. It's hard for me to believe that Stephen A. is willing to give up making over $30 million a year just to run for an office that he probably won't win. And again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't run. Like, if he's really serious about it, he should do it. And I do think people might tune in to actually see him in the presidential debates. And I do think that he might say something that might like spark some arguments in debate. So I'm not against him running. The problem is, who's going to vote for him? The black audience that has known Stephen forever has been quite alarmed in recent years that he's kind of gone center-right. Like, he's not a hardcore conservative. He is not Jason Whitlock. He's not any of those guys. But people kind of like, oh, but what's he doing going center-right? And then on the other side, conservatives, if you're a black conservative, they want you to be a conservative 24/7. And that's not Stephen A. He's somewhere in the middle. Like, most black folks, I think, are center-left. And even in this country overall, I don't think there's probably pockets of people who are super liberal and pockets of people who are hard right. I think most of us overall are just moderates. I think the problem is with the redistricting, we've moved to a right society when basically we're just really more moderate and left. But because the way they cut up these districts and all that stuff, it makes it seem like everybody's conservative, and I don't believe it. So if Stephen wants to run, I mean, that's perfectly fine. But there's a risk. Let's say you say, you know what, I'm going to run for president. Okay, fine. Let's say you make some good points. But let's say you lose or you bow out before the New York primaries. You go back to ESPN, now you've ticked off some part of the audience. Your black audience might feel like, damn, man, you said all this conservative stuff, now you want us to watch you? And the conservatives who might like Stephen A. say, well, shoot, I thought he was one of us, but he's more liberal-minded than I thought. It wouldn't make any sense for Stephen A. to risk his audience, because right now he's kind of teetering. He still has a decent sized audience, because I don't think most people know where he fully stands at. He changes his mind all the time. All the time he changes his mind. But if you're podcasting or a first take or whatever you do, it's perfectly fine. But once you start running for office, any little small thing you say can be on your tombstone for the rest of your life. So he says, like, I think we need to get rid of assault weapons. Well, then the conservatives hate his ass. If all of a sudden people say, he says, well, I don't think we should even talk about reparations. Then a lot of black folks are like, well, dude, man, what? So are you willing to destroy your audience for your ego? Right now, if all he's doing is teasing and titillating the audience, like, oh, I don't know, I might run, then that's fine. The one thing I don't like is how the media is going to Stephen A. or Charlemagne the God when it comes to politics from black folks. They never go to like black politicians on a regular basis. They don't do this on the other side. How often do you see on the conservative side? I mean, they might talk to Joe Rogan, but for the most part, when they talk about conservatives, they talk to someone as a conservative person, a conservative politician. Even on the Democrats, they'll talk to a Democrat who is a politician. It's only black folks where they're like, oh, let's talk about, what does Charlemagne think? What does Stephen A. think? What does Kevin Lockett think? My opinion is just as good as theirs. But I'm not on TV. Like, it's just weird. We live in a weird society right now. So what do you guys think? Do you support Stephen A. Smith running for president? Do you think he's just doing this? I don't think he's doing it as a joke. But do you think he's doing it just for marketing purposes? And do you think that he's really willing to screw up his audience and make it over $30 million a year just to debate Kamala Harris on stage or Gavin Newsom or whoever's running for the Democrat primaries in 2027 or 2028? I think it's 2028. I don't know. I just hope he makes the right decision and not live to regret it.